When I first saw the astonishing reports of UFOs, now called UAP, in New Jersey, I had to go check it out for myself. So, I packed my bags, hopped in my van, and traveled across the country to see what I could find. But before I can get to New Jersey, I saw a sign that read Minuteman Missile Historic Site, so I had to pull over to check it out. Here I met Jim Bench, a wonderful man that had a lot of knowledge of this site. He immediately went into facts and figures.
1,000 launch tubes, 100 launch control centers, pushing 10,000 miles of underground cable with no more than an 80-second delay. This was 1972 computer, the same year that Atari came out with Palm.
Yeah. Here he is talking about how the current site was deactivated.
Recycling uranium, blew these launch tubes up, about 450 pounds of ammonium nitrate.
Holy cow.
And recycled the rebar, shoved the 90-ton launcher closure door that protected them into the hole 30 feet down.
A 90-ton door?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
And then put two pieces of semicircles of concrete about that thick over there. And then the Russians came over here, we went over there, said, hey, everything's cool. Dumped dirt in there, returned to the prairie, sold those 149 out. And,
so you said the Russians came and verified that we had actually removed.
You bet. And they also left these open holes available for the satellites to look down and see that there was nothing in there.
Oh, interesting.
90 days afterwards, so both sides could verify that.
Uh-huh.
So we're down to a little less than 400 missiles split between these three wings. Now there's a new system coming in called the Sentinel, being built by Northrop Grumman. It's going to go in there probably in this order. Probably at Warren first, then Malmstrom, then mine.
Wait, did you just say that there's going to be a new nuclear missile?
Yeah, Tom, new ICBM. See, the challenge with Minuteman is so old. This system's 30 years old, and they've redone it. It's like the B-52s. You know, they've kept it up to speed and everything the best they can, but ultimately things just wear out.
Sure.
So they'll be coming in here in the next, within 10 years, I suppose. It's going to be very, very expensive.
I'm blown away at how candid he is talking, as if there's no such thing as nuclear secrets.
Missiles come wartime, it took any two of these launch control centers to launch any one up to all 50 of the missiles in the squadron.
So you're just talking about this
space
right here.
That. Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So that's why this is kind of like public knowledge.
Oh yeah.
We would not be painting this map for anyone for any of these other active sites, right? Like that would be a crazy.
No, actually,
breach of information.
The Russians knew exactly where we were. We were a deterrent force, and to have a good deterrent, you've got to have three things. I think you got to have a really good weapon system. The other side's got to know you've got it, and know that it's reliable, and they can do that by observing. If they know where things are, they can watch and see how often are these guys going out and working on these missiles. You know, they knew they were sitting there ready to go, solid propellant. Okay, no fueling up, no raising them up, ready to rock and roll. Gyro spinning, target pre-selected. Primary target was always in there, the emergency warrior target, plus 7 backup targets for peacetime use, for maintenance and so forth. Yeah. So besides that, this is an open society and you can't hide anything. And another thing is, two things. All you got to do out here is follow a power line into the middle of nowhere and you're going to run into a missile. Okay, so you're not going to hide that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, this massive area, you get 2 inches of snow and you can't tell one hill from another. Our own people get lost, so we put up signs that were up to 5 arrows on the signs telling you exactly where these things were.
So there wasn't much of a secret when these things were built.
Absolutely not.
They were like very much like, hey, here's where they're at. These are our capabilities. We want you to know.
Sure.
Because we want you to be afraid of us.
Absolutely. Deterrence is instilling doubt or fear in the minds of those who would do us harm.
Did you hear what he just said? He said, deterrence is instilling doubt or fear in the minds of those who do us harm. I find that incredibly interesting, given that UFOs frequently visit nuclear missile sites all across the world. Could UFOs be practicing this very sentiment of deterrence? If these bright lights in the sky are blatantly hovering over sensitive military sites, then are they simply discouraging violent acts by the U.S. military itself?
Here's a weird question for you. Have you ever heard of like UFOs or anything like that hovering over these things?
I've talked to friends that have seen things like that or heard of things like that, but I've never seen a UFO. I'm a firm believer there's stuff out there that we don't understand.
Yeah.
But as far as, well, yeah, that was a weird deal. I think it's down at F-1, but squadron, they lost the status on the whole squadron for about an hour. And that was really, really scary.
Yeah. Are you talking about I think that was in Maelstrom?
Was it Maelstrom?
I believe it was maybe Maelstrom.
Yeah.
And then I think what I understand is that I forget his name, Bob or something. He claimed that there was like strange lights in the sky and stuff when that happened, and like they sequentially like shut down one after another, very methodically.
I heard that, but it sounds reasonable.
But it sounds like something you believe.
Sure, I have no reason not to.
Think about it. If you're the U.S. military and you can't shoot these things down above your own most powerful bases, don't you think that sends a message? A message that says, we are far more superior. Disable your weapons or we will do it for you. Given that the U.S. military is the largest on Earth, perhaps this answers the question of why we mostly see these things in the U.S. If peaceful aliens want to reveal themselves to us, don't you think the first thing that they would do is quell the violent response by deterring the largest military on Earth? And if you were an alien, what direction would you approach the U.S. to confirm your presence to the people? Some food for thought.